The city was busy that morning. Cars honked, people rushed to work, and the sound of footsteps filled the street. Among the noise walked a young woman named Anna. She was 22, with soft brown hair and eyes that carried both innocence and hidden sadness. Life had not been easy for her. She grew up in a small home with little money. Her father had died when she was young, and her mother struggled to provide for the family. Even with hardship, Anna never lost her kindness. She worked in a little cafe serving coffee and cakes to strangers. Every morning, she woke before sunrise, tied her apron, and smiled at customers even when her heart was heavy. People liked her gentle voice and the way she treated everyone with respect. One afternoon, as the golden sun painted the streets, Anna's life began to change. A young man walked into the cafe. His name was Daniel. He was tall, handsome, and dressed in a way that showed wealth. His watch glistened, his shoes were polished, and his smile was confident. He ordered a cup of coffee, and Anna, as usual, served him with a polite smile. "Thank you," he said warmly, looking into her eyes a little longer than most customers did. "You're welcome," Anna replied softly, then turned away to serve another customer. The next day, he returned, and the day after that. Soon, Daniel became a regular face in the cafe. He always chose the same table near the window, where he could watch the street but also keep Anna in sight. They started to talk more. Simple words at first. "Long day?" he would ask. "Yes," she would answer with a tired smile. "But work is work." "You make it look easy," he replied, his eyes never leaving hers. Weeks passed, and Anna grew curious about him. Daniel was not like the other men who visited the cafe. He listened when she spoke. He asked about her dreams. She told him how she wished to study, to one day become a teacher, but life had forced her to work instead of going to school. Daniel seemed touched by her story. "You are stronger than you think, Anna," he said one evening. "Many people would give up, but you keep moving forward." Anna's heart began to soften toward him. She found herself waiting for him every afternoon, hoping he would appear. And he always did. He brought her little gifts sometimes, a flower, a book, even a box of chocolates. She was not used to such attention. At home, her mother noticed the change. "You smile more these days," her mother said while preparing dinner. Anna blushed. "There is someone who makes my days brighter." Her mother gave a knowing look. "Be careful, Anna. Not every smile hides a good heart." Anna nodded, but deep inside, she believed Daniel was different. He was kind, caring, and made her feel special in a world that often ignored her. Soon, Daniel asked her out for a walk. It was a cool evening, the moon shining softly above them. They strolled through the park, their hands brushing against each other. Finally, he took her hand and held it firmly. "Anna," he said, his voice gentle, "I have met many people, but none like you. You are simple, pure, and real. I feel something special between us." Anna's heart raced. No one had ever spoken to her this way. She looked into his eyes and saw sincerity. "I feel it too," she whispered. That night marked the beginning of their love story. They met often, walked together, laughed together, and shared secrets. Daniel told her about his business dreams and how he wanted to travel the world. Anna told him about her childhood, her father, and the struggles she faced. One evening, he surprised her by bringing her to a fancy restaurant. She had never been in such a place before. The shining glasses, the smell of rich food, and the sound of soft music made her feel like she was living a dream. "You deserve the best," Daniel told her as he poured her a glass of juice. She smiled, her eyes shining with gratitude. "I don't need much. Being with you is enough." From that day, Anna believed she had found true love. Her friends at the cafe noticed her glow. Customers whispered about how lucky she was to have caught the attention of such a man. But not everyone celebrated her happiness. One of her coworkers, a girl named Lisa, whispered one evening, "Be careful, Anna. Men like him are not always what they seem." Anna ignored the warning. She trusted Daniel. He had never given her a reason to doubt him. As the weeks turned into months, their bond grew deeper. Daniel spoke about a future with her. He promised her a life where she would never have to struggle again. "You won't always be serving coffee," he told her one evening as they sat near the river. "One day, I'll take you far from here. You'll live in comfort and peace." Anna's heart believed every word. She had waited for love, prayed for it, and now it seemed like it was finally here. She saw Daniel not just as a man, but as her destiny. What Anna did not know was that behind Daniel's charming smile and sweet words, there were secrets. Secrets that would soon shake her world. And while she dreamed of a happy forever, fate was already preparing a storm. The days that followed felt like a dream for Anna. Her heart was full of joy. Every morning she woke up with a smile. Every evening she looked forward to Daniel's call. He had become her world, her reason to hope. She believed that fate had finally blessed her with true love. But life has a way of hiding shadows behind bright lights. One evening, Daniel came to the cafe as usual, but this time something felt different. He looked distracted, his eyes restless, his words fewer than usual. Anna noticed, but chose not to question him. She told herself that maybe he was tired from work. "Is everything okay?" she asked gently, placing a cup of coffee before him. "Yes, Anna. Just a busy day," he said with a smile that did not reach his eyes. She believed him, though a small voice inside her whispered that something was wrong. A week later, things began to change. Daniel no longer came to the cafe every day. Sometimes he would cancel their walks. When they met, he seemed in a hurry, his phone buzzing constantly, and his attention divided. Anna tried to understand. She told herself that love meant patience, that maybe Daniel was simply going through a difficult time. One night, as they sat in his car, she finally asked, "Daniel, are you hiding something from me?" He laughed lightly. "Of course not, Anna. Why would you think that?" "I don't know," she whispered. "You've changed. You seem far away even when you're sitting next to me." He reached for her hand. "Anna, don't doubt me. I love you. You are my heart. Don't let silly thoughts take that away." His words calmed her, but only for a while. Days later, Anna went shopping for her mother's medicine. As she walked through the marketplace, she suddenly froze. Ahead of her, standing near a jewelry stall, was Daniel. He was not alone. A beautiful young woman stood beside him, her hand locked in his. They were laughing, their faces close as if sharing a private world. Anna's heart stopped. The bag in her hand almost fell to the ground. She could not believe her eyes. "No, this can't be," she whispered to herself. She wanted to walk up to him, to demand an explanation, but her legs refused to move. Instead, she hid behind a stall, her eyes filling with tears as she watched the man she loved kiss another woman's cheek. When Daniel finally left with the woman, Anna stood frozen, her heart shattered into pieces. She walked home in silence, her tears falling with every step. That night, she could not sleep. She kept hearing his promises in her head. "I'll take you far from here. You are my only one." And yet, she had seen the truth with her own eyes. The next day, when Daniel called, his voice cheerful as if nothing had happened, Anna gathered her courage. "Daniel," she said quietly. "Who is she?" There was silence on the line. Then he answered, "Who do you mean?" "Don't lie to me," Anna said, her voice trembling. "I saw you yesterday, at the market, with her." Daniel hesitated, then sighed. "Anna, it's not what you think." "Then what is it?" she cried. "Tell me the truth." Finally, he spoke, his tone calm but cold. "Her name is Clara. She is someone my family wants me to be with. Her father is wealthy, and our families have business ties. Being with her will help me grow, Anna." "It's complicated." Anna's chest tightened. "And what about me? What about everything you told me? Was it all a lie?" He stayed silent. That silence was louder than any words. Anna's tears fell freely. "I gave you my heart, Daniel. I believed you when no one else did. And you betrayed me for money and status." "Anna, please," he tried to explain. "You don't understand how the world works. Love is not enough. I need stability. I need a future. Clara can give me that." His words cut deeper than a knife. She realized then that the man she loved was not the man she thought he was. His sweet words had been nothing more than shadows hiding greed. "Daniel," she said firmly, her voice breaking, "you have made your choice. But know this, I will never forget what you've done to me. One day, you will regret losing someone who loved you with her whole heart." And with that, she ended the call. For days, Anna was lost in pain. She could not eat. She could not sleep. Her mother noticed her tears and tried to comfort her. "My child," her mother whispered, holding her close, "sometimes God takes people away from us not because he wants to hurt us, but because he wants to save us. This man was not meant for you." But Anna's heart still bled. She remembered every smile, every promise, every touch, and it felt like fire burning inside her. At work, she forced herself to smile at customers, but her eyes betrayed her pain. Lisa, the coworker who once warned her, whispered again, "I told you, Anna. Not every man with a sweet smile is true." Anna said nothing. She was too broken to answer. Weeks passed, but the wound remained fresh. She sometimes saw Daniel driving by in his expensive car, Clara sitting proudly beside him. Each sight tore her heart apart, but slowly, a new fire began to grow inside her. Not of love, but of determination. She realized that she had given too much power to him, and it was time to take it back. Love had broken her, but betrayal would build her strength. And though Daniel thought he had left her behind, he had no idea that Anna's story was just beginning. The same girl he betrayed would one day rise so high that even he would wish he had never let her go. The nights were the hardest for Anna. When the city grew quiet and the world seemed to rest, her heart would ache the loudest. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, her mind filled with memories of Daniel's laughter, his promises, and his betrayal. Each memory was like a knife reopening the wound. For a long time, she thought she would never heal. She cried herself to sleep, and every morning she woke up with swollen eyes. But as the days turned into weeks, something inside Anna began to shift. She realized she could not keep living in pain forever. She had a mother who depended on her. She had dreams, too, dreams she had buried because of love. One morning, as she washed her face, she looked in the mirror. For the first time in weeks, she really looked at herself. The girl staring back was broken, yes, but she was also alive. Her father's voice echoed in her heart, a memory from her childhood. "Anna, when life pushes you down, you must stand up stronger. You are my brave girl." That day, Anna made a decision. She would not let betrayal define her. She would rise. At the cafe, she worked harder than ever. Customers noticed her renewed energy. Some encouraged her. Others admired her spirit. One regular customer, Mrs. Howard, a kind elderly woman, often stayed after her coffee just to talk. One afternoon, after watching Anna serve with so much care, Mrs. Howard asked, "My dear, what do you truly want in life?" Anna hesitated, but then spoke honestly. "I want to study. I want to be a teacher. But money has always been the problem." Mrs. Howard smiled gently. "Dreams are never too big, Anna. Sometimes you just need to take the first step. Don't let pain keep you from your future." Those words touched Anna deeply. That night, she sat with her mother and shared her desire to return to school. Her mother held her hand. "Anna, if this is your dream, we will find a way. We may be poor, but we are not hopeless. You are stronger than you think." Encouraged by her mother's faith, Anna began to save every little coin she could. She cut down her own expenses, worked extra hours at the cafe, and slowly built a small fund. She also started reading books again, borrowed ones from neighbors, old ones from secondhand stores. Months passed. The pain of betrayal did not disappear, but it became fuel. Each time she felt weak, she remembered Daniel's cold words, "Love is not enough," and they pushed her to prove him wrong. Finally, with the help of Mrs. Howard and her mother, Anna enrolled in evening classes. She would work during the day and study at night. It was not easy. Many times she felt exhausted, her body ready to collapse. But every time she wanted to give up, she reminded herself of the girl who had once been betrayed and broken. That girl no longer existed. In her place was a woman determined to rise.
Years rolled by.
Anna completed her studies and earned a scholarship to a teacher's training program. Her dedication impressed her teachers, and soon, she became one of the top students. The once poor cafe worker was now standing in classrooms, teaching children, inspiring them to chase their own dreams. Her smile was brighter, her heart lighter. She had rebuilt her life, brick by brick, on the ruins of her heartbreak. And then, fate decided to bring the past back. One afternoon, as Anna was leaving the school, she heard someone call her name. She turned and froze. It was Daniel. He looked different. His confident smile was gone. His face was tired, his clothes not as polished as before. Life had clearly not gone the way he expected. "Anna," he said softly, almost ashamed. "It's been years." "Yes," she replied, her voice calm but firm. "Years." He looked into her eyes, searching for the girl who once loved him. "You look different. Successful. Happy." "I am," Anna answered simply. There was silence. Then Daniel sighed. "Clara left me. Her family's business collapsed, and with it, everything I thought I had. I lost almost everything." Anna's heart ached for a moment, but she quickly remembered the pain he had caused her. She had no anger left, only wisdom. "I told you one day you would regret losing me," she said quietly. Daniel lowered his eyes. "I do. I regret it every single day. You were real, Anna. I was blind." Anna looked at him, not with hatred, but with strength. "Daniel, I loved you with all I had, and you broke me. But I thank you now. Because of your betrayal, I found myself. I became stronger. I became who I am today. So I do not hate you, but I will never go back." Her words were final. She turned and walked away, her head held high. As Daniel watched her leave, his heart filled with regret. He had lost a diamond while chasing glitter. Anna, on the other hand, walked forward into the sunlight, free and unbroken. She had been betrayed, yes, but she had risen above it. Her story was no longer about pain, it was about strength, courage, and victory. And as she entered her classroom that day, greeted by the bright smiles of children eager to learn, Anna finally understood. Sometimes the greatest love story is not about loving someone else, but about learning to love yourself after being broken. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.